Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to K Talks to You. I am Kay Allen, and today I will be speaking to you in regards to losing your spouse, your partner, your lifetime companion. I will be speaking to you from my own personal experience, my education, and my professional experience. I am a widow. I also hold a master's in divinity. I also have earned a master's in patient counseling, and I do currently work in the mental health field as a care manager. I would like to start off with some facts. CDC facts. CDC has stated that the US population life expectancy from birth to death as of 2022 is 76.4 years of age. The report also shows that there is a disparity in life expectancy between men and women. It's about 5.9 years. Women tend to outlive men. Some of the causes of death we already know, but I'll just share for the point of this video. Heart disease, cancer. Since COVID has came in, COVID-19, accidents, unintentional injuries, those type of accidents, car accidents, accidents at work, accidents, stroke, chronic lower respiratory diseases, Alzheimer's disease, diabetic, having diabetes, chronic liver disease, and kidney disease. Also suicide, homicide, overdose, and there are other causes of death, but these are some of the ones that we experience the most or we hear about the most. My husband had kidney failure and spent several years on dialysis before his death. I am looking at my notes over here so I can stay on track. Losing a spouse, a partner, your life companion is very devastating, no matter the cause of death or the age. My children and I wasn't prepared for my husband's death, although he was on dialysis for several years. His death was a shock, and I continued to process his death and him not being here with us. I'm still shocked and in some sort of disbelief after 8 years. This shock and this disbelief comes at different moments and occasions that take place in my life and in the life of my kids, such things as the grandchildren and my children's birthdays, holidays, conversations with my children. Sometimes they sound just like their dad, or we might, go back to, we might be talking about something today, and it'll take us back to when we were a family, when their father was here, when my husband was here. Or sometimes just conversations with friends and families, family members. So, different things make me be like, wow, he's not here. He's really gone. When I purchased life insurance when we were in our 20s, I didn't ever think about actually making the call and making the claim, and definitely didn't think about eulogizing my husband or burying him at 52 years of age. Of course, when we bought this insurance, we were in our 20s, and we bought it to cover us financially if I was to pass or he was to pass unexpectedly, or just at any time in our lives. And if we were to pass together, that our kids would be covered financially. Again, losing a spouse, a partner, your life companion is very devastating, no matter the cause of death or the age. And a part of this video is just to share and to help others and to encourage others along this journey, that if you have lost a spouse, your partner, your life companion, remember to take your time. The key words here are your time. Your time. Not my time, not our friend's time, not our family's time, but your time. Your time and my time to get through this cycle of grief is going to be different. Your time and my time is personal and will not look like another person's time. Of course, there may be people sharing their stories and their loss, and people trying to encourage us, and from the emotional space that we're in and that you're in, because when they see us that way, they don't want us to be sad. They don't want us to be hurting. They want us to move on, not to forget, but to move out of that emotional space. And that's fine, but we also have to understand that I believe that sometimes being in these emotional spaces that don't always feel good, sometimes don't always look good, is the best place, because it's in these spaces that we can grow and we can process and we find strength, and we also try to make sense of the loss. I would suggest that grief is another expression of loss, or not only loss, but an expression of love, right? We grieve because we love. We grieve because of our attachment. We grieve because, again, of the love that we have for the person that we're grieving. And if it's your lover, if it's your spouse, if it's your partner, if it's your life companion, then we know that definitely we love them, and definitely we're going to grieve. So I would say no love, no grief. Where there's grief, there's love. Where there's love, there's going to be grief. And it takes time to move through the cycle of grief. It takes time to move through the cycle of grief. A cycle we never complete, but somehow we manage to navigate through. What does that mean? I'm glad you asked. Or you might also know what that means. That means that this will never be over, right? I believe, and I have experienced it with other losses in my life, that, it could be 10 years from now, and something is going to trigger your grief, okay? Something is going to cause you to remember and cause you to feel what I'll be talking about in a few minutes, the different parts in the cycle of grief. So it never is complete. It's never, oh, I grieved and that's over. No, it's never. It's how do you manage it? And maybe one of those cycles is not going to be a trigger for you, or you might not be stuck in that particular part of the cycle. Again, it's a cycle we never complete, but somehow manage to navigate through, and somehow we survive. We survive. And if you don't remember anything else, remember that you're going to survive this, okay? But the only way we really can survive this is survival happens by striving for healthy living. We have to strive for it. That means, getting outside, walking, getting sunshine, bathing, brushing our teeth, washing our face, right? Eating, sometimes just exercising, healthy living, eating healthy, right? and seeking positive interventions. Seeking positive interventions. There's so many things we do when we lose a loved one, but we have to be intentional by seeking the healthy things and not the non-healthy things, and seeking the positive things and not the non-positive. And it happens. It happens. And so we don't want to get stuck in the negative and the unhealthy places, because if we do, we won't survive it. Okay, and I know there's days that you probably don't want to survive it, but I think ultimately you want to. Ultimately, the person that we have lost will want us to. So we have to encourage ourselves as we are going through the process. And finally here, to help us, to cope along the way. These healthy living and seeking positive interventions is going to help us cope, right? They're coping skills. And the cycle of grief is a part of life. And each part of the cycle is different for everyone. Again, maybe some similarities. I'll share with you, you'll share with me, and we'll be like, oh yeah, I did that. Oh yeah, I heard about that. I felt that. And then it might be something I've never experienced that. I never, right? So some similarities, but different. So remember, take your time as I take my time. It's been 8 years, 8.5 years, and I'm still processing. I'll share in another video, but I don't know, like, I don't go through a lot of pictures. Some people might. There's nothing wrong with that. But one day I had decided to make a post. It was my husband's birthday, and I went into some pictures, and oh my God, the memories. We were together and married over 25 years. So many pictures, so many memories. So again, take your time. I'm taking my time. I'm doing this cycle of grief, which is a process. And the process involves these cycles: denial, anger. Okay, denial. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Right? That can happen when it first happens. And look, I'm here 8.5 years later. I can't believe this. This isn't the story that was given to me. This isn't what we planned. Denial, anger. You can be angry. I had gotten angry like 3.5 years after. I'm in the kitchen and I'm cooking, and all of a sudden I just got angry at my husband. Anger, bargaining. You start, well, if I could have did this, I should have did this, or maybe if I had have did this. You're bargaining. And generally that happens in the beginning, depending on the situation, in the beginning. Or it can happen, sometime after. Acceptance, right? One moment you accept it, and then the next moment you're not accepting it, okay? So out of these cycles, which have no real order, they can come in any different way, right? In any different time. And again, that's it. They don't have a time span. You can sit in acceptance for a long time and then jump from acceptance to anger. Well, that's it. Thank you for listening to this part 1 of losing a spouse, losing a partner, losing your life companion. Please hit subscribe. If you like the video, please like the video, so I can know, so you can get notifications on part 2 as I talk about losing a spouse, a partner, and your life companion.